And we're going to ask you what beers you're drinking.
Yeah, because we have a guy.
Yeah,
right on.
We have one listener, and he cares.
That's all that matters. Well, for that one guy, I'm starting with an Irish Red.
You know, I've heard. I don't think I had that when I was there, but people are raving about that, dude. There's really been some good feedback that I've been getting.
Actually, we got lucky. Enough of the locals really love the Irish Red that they go to Hy-Vee, the Summit Grill there at Hy-Vee.
Right.
They requested Hy-Vee to get our Irish Red on tap. So
nice.
We were fortunate enough to be able to go ahead and put that one on there, and it kind of a cool story behind it. It's kind of cool.
Well, we'll have to tell that one. Yeah.
Yeah. The Irish immigrant that built this building, his name was O'Connell. So we named it O'Connell's Irish Ale.
Oh, nice.
Cool thing. His family is still here with the Historical Society. So we got to announce to his great-grandchildren that we were naming the beer after him for building this building. So
that's cool.
That's super cool.
It was really neat. So they were really excited, really happy. So it was a fun moment.
Well, apparently we've already started. So let's just.
So I should just do the thing.
Roll as what's his name? James Corden says, roll the title.
Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, promotional products and design. They cover your brand bumper to bumper with graphic design, promo products, and print. See what Dire Oil Graphics can build for you at direoil.com. That's DYEROIL.com.
Ahoy there. Welcome to Beers with Nigel.
Are we ships with Nigel now?
I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't said that. Ahoy there. The Pirates was Nigel. I'm Nigel. That's Nick.
I'm that other guy.
Welcome to, this is episode 32.
32. Did you think we'd get this far?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, okay.
I mean, why wouldn't we? That's somebody, I don't know why we wouldn't.
Maybe I might be questioning your stamina. I don't know.
Never question my stamina.
Is that inappropriate?
No, not for this show. It's fine. Hey, welcome to the show. We got Brian Fenstermaker from Iron Kettle. It's the almost the second newest brewery in Eastern Jackson County because you opened right. No, I guess no, because whatchamacallit, the Goat was after you, weren't they?
I think the Goat was actually right before us. Did they open up before St. Patty's?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
right before.
Yeah, you're right.
They beat us by a couple weeks. I
think.
think.
So you are the newest.
So far, yeah.
Well, yeah,
and as we said on social media, the first and the oldest,
Crane
Valley Brewing.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Great. It's a good day.
Man, thanks for coming on, man. Great brewery. You guys are off to a fucking flying start. The time I went, it was packed house. It was great weather. Patio's dope. What's it been like? I mean, you're in the throes of, this thing. You did it. Where are you emotionally right now?
Emotionally?
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
Yeah. Are we talking with the pub or just normal in general life?
I mean, let's just go for it all. I'm
all encompassing.
I'm a bootleg counselor, like shade tree. You come talk to me.
I can tell you this podcast isn't long enough for my issues.
Well, that's the thing. We don't have a time limit, and our podcast is like a couch.
Yes, not a casting couch, mind you.
Thanks. Yeah. It's been humbling. We've been busy, like you said. The weekends we've been packed, and it's just you build something, you put all your heart and soul into working in this thing, and you just hope people are going to show up. But they have definitely showed up, and then some. And we've been packed, and we've had just great responses all around. It's been welcoming. So it's been
so surprising. Has it been surprising?
The volume, I would say it was surprising to us. with as packed as we've been, it was, you hope for the best, but you never know. But it's been a steady stream this whole first opening month. It's been fantastic.
Did you feel that building as you got closer to open? I mean, you're opening in a place where there's not really another choice.
Nope. That we definitely cornered the market there when we got in here, and we've known since we're from Green Valley, we've known it's needed something like this forever, but is only finally able to come. And so beforehand, the social media buzz got us thinking that it was actually going to be a little bit bigger than we were expecting, and it has been. It's been crazy but fun and rewarding, and I've been able to get behind the bar a few nights and actually be scheduled to be back there serving, and that's really fun when you get to talk with people about your beer, and you're the brewer behind the bar. That's been a blast. I really enjoyed that.
So it's it's cool because they're already on there's the Eastern Jackson County beer trail now,
right?
And because inevitably people will go to East 40, they'll go see you guys, and they'll come to Windshift. And literally, the first weekend you guys were open, oh yeah, we just came from Crane Valley because everybody. It was the craziest thing, but it's cool because this side of the county is like getting some love brewery wise. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, you don't have to go all the way to Kansas City now. You got all these breweries popping over here, so it's been awesome. I think for everybody.
Oh, it's been a blast. We've been trying. We've got a few guest taps on. So we've got East 40 on tap. We've got Fringe on tap. 3 Trails on tap. We're trying to get Tony there at Windshift, but with his smaller system, he said he'll get me a keg when he can. And
right.
Patiently awaiting. I can't wait for one of his. But, I understand. So we're trying to get everyone we can that's from the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, Independence areas, try to get a few beers on tap.
That's nice.
So we can just promote community, because exactly that. We love being able to sit there and talk to people that are coming in from the outskirts and haven't really ventured in. But now that Green Valley's got one, we're sending them over to Blue Springs too, telling them about everyone. And so it's that part's fun, being able to promote the community. because that's what we are in the beer community. Yeah.
It's all love.
Drink, man. And
before we go on, go ahead and shout out to Junior. What are you drinking, Brian?
Irish Red, O'Connell's Irish Ale.
And Junior, we're drinking what is that? Thought and Memory from Crane. It's a coffee porter, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even read that shit. Is that what kind of coffee is that?
After 32 episodes, you think you'd remember your cheater readers.
I'm not going to bring no cheaters on the podcast. That's stupid. You can read it. That's perfect. Why? We don't need 2 blind people.
It doesn't say.
It does say right at the bottom of the
collaboration with Oleo Coffee.
Oleo Coffee. I guess they're local. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Here's the thing, Junior. Beer, good.
Drink beer, Junior. He's actually been over to your spot, and he really enjoyed it. So that's one of our. He's a super regular at Windshift, but he's a regular at all the breweries. Let's just go with that. I thought I was regular. He's more regular than me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I think people are. There we go. It's been a few episodes.
I couldn't let that one pass.
No.
Oh my God, that stinks too. I'm sorry.
Keep that on your.
I just had some happy hour burnt ends over at Smoke.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's sorry. Yeah. So Brian, let's go back in time, bro, because we always ask people, when you first. What was your first that you remember that was beer that wasn't the regular shit that we used to drink? That was something you were like, oh my God, this is different. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
What was that?
We were 21. Me and my buddy went out on a snowboarding trip to Colorado. We've been doing it since we were 18. I've got family out there. So obviously being the beer mecca, as we were heading out and being 21, the first oh my God, different one was Tommy Knocker Brewery in Idaho Springs.
Oh, wow.
And I had their Maple Nut Brown. I've always been a sweet beer fan. Only more, last few years converting to IPAs and everything else too with all the flavor. But I'm still a malty sweet beer fan, and that maple nut brown was the
Yeah.
thing that tipped me off to the craft market. Besides hard wheat.
Yeah, I haven't heard Tommy Knocker in forever.
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's the first.
Yeah, you're the first person to mention that on the podcast. I was like, that's old school right there, man.
Yeah, well,
That's old school.
up there. Look at the gray, man.
Oh, that gray, bro.
Yeah.
Gray doesn't mean shit. I got plenty of people way younger than me who got gray shit. Okay,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my brother's almost 5 years older. No gray. Me, it's all gray.
Well, so after that, obviously, between then and now, a lot of things have happened with you in beer. At what point did you decide to get into it after that Tommy Knocker brewing, that sort of thing? Because I know you were a home brewer and all that business. When did you pick that up?
I picked the home brewing up in about 2009. So once that first trip was in 2001 when I could legally buy beer.
Right.
So after that first trip, I had 8 years of the craft market scene, just loving it. And then it got to the point where, craft beers can be expensive. And at that point, I had 2 younger kids that needed all my money. So that brewed. And so I started picking his brain about it. And I was like, what's that all about? What's it really save you? And he's trying to tell me cost comparisons and what it would save, but how with the initial investment, it's going to take years. And I'm like, my liver can handle it. It'll be good.
That's awesome.
2009, I jumped in, did a couple extract batches with him. He got me to do the first extract. He was already on all grain, but then I bought a little mini system, started doing some extract, did like 2 batches of extract brewing, and then immediately went all in and bought everything to go all grain and never looked back. That was in 2009. So
was there something that just made after 2 batches, you were just like, yep, nope, I'm going in?
Yes. Color was off all the time with the extracts. They were never the proper color of the beer. And so you thought, I'm going to enter one into a competition. And then the judges rip you apart and you realize, hey, this isn't good. I need to just switch to all grain. So it was actually, for me, it was about more control. So I could go taste the grain and figure out what I liked, what I wanted to impart in the beer. So that's where it came about for me.
So what were you brewing in the beginning? What was your jam? You said kind of the malty, the sweet, that sort of thing.
Yep. I started off with, I think the first one I did was just an extract batch of an amber. I just wanted something malty and sweet. And so I just went with your basic amber just to get going. And then the next one, I just did a chocolate stout. So those were my first 2 extract batches. And then I did an Irish red with the extract. And that one was pretty good, but once again, color was off. But
it wasn't red.
It was kind of like my bottling. I bottled once, and I said I am never cleaning that many bottles again. I went out. So
yeah, there's a reason homebrewers don't really bottle. It has to be a really special beer,
right?
Because it's a pain in the ass.
It is. Clean all those fucking bottles is ridiculous. I think it takes like an hour and a half to make sure we cleaned and sanitized 6 bottles for the whatever batch, the 5-gallon batch we did, and it was a pain.
Yeah, my buddy used to do the bottles, and I was like, this is not fun. It's not fun. It's not the fun part of brewing.
No. Well, the fun part's drinking, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, brew days are fun. You get to drink and brew, so that's fun.
See, that's where I was always weird. I did it once, and it seemed at that point I had a few things go wrong, and I had to think on the fly while drunk, and I was like, I'm not doing it. So I got to the point where I'd start brewing a little earlier in the day.
Right.
Wouldn't crack that beer till my beer was in the fermenter and with yeast.
That's smart.
Cleaning, now I'm drinking.
That's right. You got to get through that cleaning part.
What he says, he's got a system.
I mean, it's a good system.
So do you remember that first beer that you nailed?
Yeah. Yep. I've been pretty fortunate. I will say this. I mean, obviously everyone has a style they don't like, but I took all the information from a bunch of great home brewers and from ZZ Hops members and my buddy who got me into it. I used their info, so I used it to my advantage. I've never really had a bad batch of beer. I've had styles I was like, that wasn't quite what I was looking for. I'll tweak it. But I've never had one that came out where I was like, oh, yeah, that's horrible. I've got to dump it. So I've been fortunate. But the first one that I really nailed was a chocolate milk stout where I was like, yeah, that's it. And then the next one was the amber ale, which actually we have on tap right here.
Nice.
That amber, I pretty much damn near nailed exactly what I was going for with that one. I got a really sweet malty backbone, but the beer's got 65 IBUs like an IPA. But with the malt background, you can't tell. They balance each other out. So
Right.
you can tell it's hoppy, but it doesn't let on to actually how hoppy it is. And so that is the first one that I nailed exactly what I was going for. That's malty backbone with a ton of hops.
Do you still make that chocolate milk stout?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do it. We're going to put it on nitro. So we're going to
Oh, there you go.
I'm there.
Stout on
I'm in.
and then we'll have the different one. You were saying Crane paired up with that coffee porter with Oleo. I paired up with Blip Roasters down in the bottoms. And I've got 2 pounds of espresso for one of my next stouts. I'm going to do a vanilla latte stout that's coming.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I'll do some vanilla syrup, some milk lactose, and throw 2 pounds of espresso in there as well. So
you mentioned ZZ Hops, and I like to tout ZZ Hops because I don't know of any other homebrew club that has as many people who have been in that group, whether long term or short term, that have gone pro. It's kind of crazy. When you got into the group, there's a wide swath of expertise in that group. What did you learn from getting in that? Because you've been homebrewing way before that. When you got into the group, what did that do for you?
Immense. And actually, I was only brewing for a year before I joined ZZ Hops.
Really?
Yeah. My buddy that got me into home brewing was already a member of ZZ Hops.
Who was that?
His name was Brian Gish.
Okay, yeah.
He's another elevator guy. Good
friend. That's right, yep.
He hasn't been in a couple of years because he had his daughter, and so his daughter's been taking up all his time.
Those meddling kids, yeah.
Yeah, that was the way of beer time. But
and all the other time.
So he's the one that got me into it, and all his knowledge was really helpful because everything he learned, he was trying to emulate a pro brewery. And so from the get-go, the information I was getting from him and got from the members at ZZ Hops, it's been the same. Everyone is worried about really honing in the craft of brewing, and they've been a big help. So getting into ZZ Hops was awesome. That there was so much information coming from all the guys, it was invaluable. I don't think I'd be here without that whole group to help and critique, give ideas, bounce off of. Like you said, it's been incredible how many people have come out of there to now own their own breweries. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was. I had to eat some crow the other day because I tell people all the time I've never homebrewed. I've only brewed at Diametric and Windshift, and then my buddy Will was like, "No, you haven't homebrewed. You homebrewed with me," and he's the one who got me into ZZ Hops. Well, I was like, "Are you sure?" He has pictures of me brewing at his house.
Well, that's where the drinking while brewing came in.
I was actually doing brewing the beer, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that." So I have to eat some crow and be like, "Yeah, I have homebrewed. That's weird." So, but he was the same guy that we bottled that damn beer. We're like, we're not going to do that again.
Right.
I have been drinking on the sidelines a couple times, but I've never brewed.
Well, I'm gonna get you off the sidelines. It's time for a mystery beer, Nick.
We need mystery beer music.
Oh, we do. I think we should do that. So this is the mystery beer bag. Shout out to Tony Medina, who is yet to come on the show, but I think he procured it from a golf course?
That is definitely a golf.
We
course
don't know
bag.
where it's, but we keep it classy. Brown paper bag.
Perfect.
So Nick, I bring these, and Nick has no idea what I'm going to bring.
It's time to upgrade the bag.
And technically, I don't know what I'm going to bring. I'm bringing it to like 20 minutes before we do shit. So yeah, we need to get some more bags.
Roundhouse Brewery, Cinder Dick IPA.
I picked that just for you because I was like,
I think that's the first time I've said Dick on the show.
Cinder Dick, huh?
Cinder Dick.
Cinder Dick.
Hold it up.
Right on.
Cinder Dick. I think it's a brewery out of what? Wisconsin?
Brainerd, Minnesota.
Minnesota. Shout out to Scott Kranz.
An unfiltered beer. It's 5.8%. 76 IBU.
Crack it open.
Here we go.
You want a clean glass? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Scott Kranz. I'm sure you probably know who he is, right?
That would be the first family.
Trust me, if you saw him, you'd know him. He and his wife and his daughter, they go to all the breweries. So he's a great guy, and he's like, hey, I'm in Omaha or I'm here. When we pick up some beer, I'm like, well, always.
That's a good friend right there.
Yeah. We've been talking about beer karma, how beer karma is.
It's real.
Check this out. Talking about beer karma. I was at Three Trails Saturday night, right? Stopped in there, got to talking to the owner, Matt. Shout out to Matt. He bought me a bunch of beers, but before he could buy me beers, I had a flight, right? And there was this dude. He's in a mask, right? You can't really tell who it is. They're like, that guy over there bought your flight. I'm like, then he took down his mask. I'm like, oh, beer karma. That's what that is. I wasn't looking for free beer. It looks for me. Yes. So let's talk about this building you guys are in. I mean, what's the story behind that? It's great.
A lot of work. That's what's behind that story. It was a full rehab. So the brick you see behind me, it was covered in plaster, and then covered it in sheetrock walls too.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So it was when we came into the building, it used to be an antique store, but it's right, like you said, on the main downtown strip, all one block of it. But it was an antique store, and they had just been this way forever. And we came in and just did a full gut. And to get our rooftop deck, I don't know, did you go up to the rooftop deck?
I did. It's super dope. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. That actually, we had to rip out the whole back half of the roof of the building and put in a steel structure to be able to pour the concrete to actually hold that rooftop deck you're standing on when you were up there.
That's good to know.
That was a heck of a process. Yeah, there was a lot of engineering that went into
Holy moly.
When you look at the building and all the remodeling, the one cool thing that we can say is we were involved in every step of the process, -2. We did not hang the sheetrock, and we didn't do the HVAC.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's...
Oh, and the plumbing. The guy did the underground plumbing and all the plumbing. But other than that, when you look at all the remodel work, ripping out the roof, putting up the structural steel, any of the work you see on the building, it was all us. We had a group of us, and we've been working our butts off for 9 months to get to open when we did on St. Patty's Day.
So how old is that building?
100 years.
Wow.
How big is your space?
The whole building is about 25 feet wide, 26 feet wide by about 80 feet long. And then we've got the second story that has a private meeting room and the rooftop deck. And then we have an outdoor patio.
Yeah, it's giant.
Holy moly, that is a huge...
Yeah, the outdoor patio is giant.
Yeah,
I was very impressed.
Taking up all the space. We were lucky. The Historical Society actually owned that little spot there, the alleyway. They're to the south side of us on the opposite side of the alley. And so we had talked to them about it, and they were gracious enough to love the idea of what we're trying to do, rehab it, and just restore it and put something good in there for the community.
Yeah.
So we told them our idea, and they sold us the alley. So we couldn't have been happier. And, it worked out well. So
Nick, what do you like? What do you think of your Cinder Dick?
I like the deck. like we couldn't resist. We had to go there, right?
I'm just wondering how they got name approval from the government.
Yeah.
Now this is a first. Having the taps behind you and pouring a beer. That's beautiful.
It's the first, but it's glorious.
No, it's great.
The only thing better is if he'd had somebody there to move the camera and get us the shot of the pour.
One is going to be of 3 trails.
Oh, nice. What 3 trails do you have?
I have 2. We have their chocolate cherry milk tank, and we have their Belgian triple. So,
oh, you got a couple of good ones, man.
By the way, this is fancy.
What is?
Those are good beers.
Yeah, those are no. It was crazy, Brian. When I was there, I loved it, but it was so busy that I got to give a shout out to my girl Stephanie Michaelis. So you guys have that little area where it's almost like a little stage.
Yeah.
But there was a table over there, right? And so we were sitting over there, and she totally fell off the back of her chair off that thing. It was great. We love
video.
It. Huh?
Is there video?
God, no.
Damn.
A little comedic moment.
Oh, we loved it.
Is she okay?
Oh, she loved it. You kidding me? It was epic. It was bloody epic. So talk about when you're a home brewer and obviously you like what you're doing. At what point did you were like, I should open a brewery?
You want the real answer?
Well, yeah.
Always the real answer.
Yeah. It was my brother.
And they ruin everything.
Yeah, I know. He's her brother, and he's like, you know what? What happened is he was a light beer drinker, and he said he hated craft beer. And so I brewed a couple beers for him. I brewed just a straight blonde ale and a German Pilsner, and said, here, you got to try these. These are craft beers. I brewed them myself, and they were close enough to a style he was used to,
right,
that he loved them. And so when he tasted the blonde, he was like, oh, this is the best beer ever. Don't brew anything else. This is it. And then, the Irish Red came along, and he said how good that was. But then the Amber came along, and that was what sold him. When that Amber I made, he was like, we could sell these. And I was like, you think so? And we'd have parties over and play poker, and
yeah,
serving my kegged beer to everyone. And the responses were always pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I'm just brewing it because I want to drink it.
Yeah.
I wasn't putting all that thought into it. He was. And then it never quit. So we always talked about the dream of opening up a brew pub together. A little place to eat, have it in our hometown, which needs something here. So that's really where it came from, was him pushing me. And then when the building came in, it was actually his idea because, his house got wiped out from a tornado. I had moved and changed, and my job was kind of taking me away from being able to brew as much. And then, unfortunately, our mom passed away and left us a little bit of life insurance money. And that's when my brother come to me one day. He's like, hey, I need your help over here cleaning up. I was like, all right, I'll be over there in a little bit. And so I got over there. And we start cleaning a little bit, but he's like, hey, we've got an appointment. We got to go. And I'm like, okay. I thought we were cleaning up mom's stuff. And he's like, yeah, we will in a little bit, but we've got an appointment. I was like, all right. So we pulled up to the building I'm in right now. There's a giant for sale sign. I look at him and I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? And he goes, just a minute. Let's get inside. So we get inside and he walks around and we're looking at this dump of a building on the inside that just needs gutted. And he looks at me and goes, this is our new brewery. And
wow.
I just dropped my jaw, looked around. I looked at him. I go, I'm in. Let's do it.
Oh, shit.
That's
for real?
awesome.
That's an epic story, man.
That's a great story.
We would much rather throw caution to the wind. It's like me and him talked because, you build something. You don't know if people are going to show up. You don't know if they're going to like it. But our thing was we would rather waste. I shouldn't say waste. That's a wrong word. We would rather take the chance and risk all the money that our mom left us chasing a dream together. And
right.
that would have honored our mom. Even if it didn't work and we lost it, at least then we're not singing shoulda, coulda, woulda at the end of our lives going, oh, man, really
Yeah.
have fucking done something. Instead of not.
Right. You don't know if you don't try.
So how long ago was that?
How long? What do you mean?
That conversation when he rolled you to the building and you're like, hey.
Oh, once we walked in the door, he literally laid that on me right away. And I stood there for about 30 seconds with my jaw dropped and then said, I'm in.
So how many years ago was that?
Oh, it was 2020.
Holy crap. All right. So wait a minute. We're in the middle of the pandemic.
Hold on.
No.
Your mom dies.
January.
Your brother hoodwinks you to go look at an empty building.
No.
And in all that time, then you buy it and you open the brewery.
Yeah, no.
That's a hell of a story.
Different. Just slight different. Mom passed away in December of 2019 before the pandemic hit.
Okay.
We put the offer on the building in January. We weren't closing until April. March is when they finally really started announcing the pandemic. And then, yes, we were freaking the fuck out. We were like, here's the building in the middle of a pandemic. Oh, God. Well, they said it's only supposed to last a couple weeks for the
right.
Here's what really happened. We didn't know jack shit.
Well, and still don't.
Exactly.
Well, last week we had Nick Applegate, another ZZ Hops guy. He did the Iowa project up in Spencer, Iowa, and he was the same way. I mean, he opened last May?
Yeah. In
the middle of the shit.
Oh man.
So he's like, well, we're in it. Let's do it.
He had a hell of a road then opening up in May. Cause I mean, that's what we thought. And we thought the only saving grace was that we were rehabbing the building and we knew it was going to take a while.
And you had time. Yeah.
Yes. And so we made it all the way to this March and things are opening up a little bit. People are getting vaccinated. Rules are starting to release a little bit. And so hopefully it all continues and we can just be fully open and not worry about this anymore.
Do you think that time helped though, to be able to have that time to without a lot of the pressure to just get that building how you wanted it?
Yes. Yeah. Because we went through everything to kind of try to put together a fine tooth comb. We wanted this place to feel like an old world Scottish pub, something over there.
Yeah.
We love going over to Scotland. My brother's been to Scotland like 8 times. I unfortunately only had the pleasure of going once, but he's been there, England, and we just love the pub scenes over there.
Yeah.
So cool. The way it's a community driven there. And that's really what we wanted here.
I will say, coming to your spot, it was definitely very like communal and pubish with, the times I've been in England, it's like you go and it's like elbow to elbow, and it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe from your average brewery where it might be nice and modern type whatever. Right. What did Nick call it last week? I don't know what the hell he called it. Some weird term.
That's a lot of booze ago.
That's like a week ago, bro. It's not even a week ago.
That's a lot of booze ago.
But no, what you've done with that space, man, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
And people feel like they need to come to report to me when they come to your spot. So when they come to Windshift or Diametric, they're like, "You've been to Green Valley?" I'm like, "Yes, I've been." Simmer down.
Well, it's like a game though. Everybody's like, "Can I get to a brewery before Nigel does?"
That's
a good game.
It's a dangerous game.
Look, you're not going to win often.
No. There's not too many places I have not been. Even though there's another brewery that's opened in Gardner this past weekend. Experiment. Not experiment. Experiment. That opened in Garden City. Not Garden City, Gardner,
Kansas. They need to do a spearmint gum beer.
Do you know what they need to do that?
I'm here for bad beer names.
Are you?
I can just churn those out.
I've got a list of beer names. If you ever need some beer names, I got a whole fucking list of random shit that I might have come up with when I was high.
I'm gonna take a moment. As a whiskey guy, his shirt spot on. Whiskey helps.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing you probably have whiskeys at the bar.
Here, I got to show you this at least. So we're a brewery, right? Behind me, all the taps.
Right.
Taps galore.
Right.
Look up here.
Oh,
that's what I like to see.
That's the stairway to heaven.
Sir, we've got quite a selection of scotch and some good bourbons. So
I love me a scotch.
yeah,
I'm a bourbon guy. I
haven't had a scotch in a long time. So what's your favorite scotch up there? What should I come drink?
I mean, well, there's a couple expensive ones that are pretty good, you know, but honestly, the best one I think for the money is it's called Devron, and it's a 12-year. You could actually find the bottle of it at Hy-Vee for $39.
Okay.
Not very expensive at all for a 12-year, but I swear it is one of the best. And I'll put it up against all the 18s and 20 years.
Really?
It's fantastic. It's so smooth. It's a Highland, so
okay,
more vanilla and
right
coffee notes in it, oak notes, as opposed to the Isleys that are all peaty and smoky.
And I don't mind a peaty though. I do like
they
the
can get a little too peaty to me.
Oh, I love it.
But I'm a bourbon guy, so I want a little different taste.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We got a few of those too. We got quite a good selection we're trying to work on with the bourbons as well. So we're trying to grow it. That's one weird thing is like my brother and I, obviously being Scottish descent, we want to be able to have one of the largest Scotch selections in Kansas City area. That's
That's a good goal.
That's a solid goal.
That's a solid goal.
Great beer, great Scotch.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's going to go wrong?
What's your brother doing, and what's his role? You got it. That's what I'm gonna ask you. This like I did Nick last week at his high school buddies, his partner in crime. I said, did you make him your assistant brewer? Because we know what assistant brewer means. Clean all the shit. Clean some kegs.
Yeah, no.
No. He's like, no, I'm not doing that shit.
Unfortunately, I am my own assistant.
And so Nick was the same way. He but it's one of those things. I mean, I don't tell you, you're fucking doing it. It's part of the process.
Oh yeah,
it is what it is.
My brother's great. Oh, the great thing about us is I'm more of the artistic side. I'll come up with recipes. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. My brother is the definite numbers guy. And
gotcha.
Thing in a fucking Excel spreadsheet, and I need to know everything. And you know what? We need him because I'm in charge of production and beer and making sure that flows. He's actually running the rest of the show.
Gotcha.
He's in charge of the whole front house, the kitchen, and basically the big CEO manager. We're both the majority partners, but he definitely takes the cake when it comes to his analytical side and making sure this place runs properly.
I'm gonna digress. I know who your assistant brewer should be, because she has mentioned to me she wants to get in the production side of brewing, Madalena.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and as young as she is, she has a really good palate, and she is ruthless on Untapped. Oh my God, she is. Love that girl, but she's one of those people that with a little bit of training, a little bit of knowledge, she'd be good at it.
She's super smart.
Yeah. Yes.
And like you said, the palate for being 22 and having the palate she has for the beers she has. Oh yeah, she's getting involved. She has opinions. She has opinions. Yep.
Wait a minute. Beer people have opinions?
Yeah, they do.
This is new. No, this is new to me.
No, she has she's on because she and I would go hit breweries, and she was like, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, you're mean.
Now you can approach things a little differently though.
Who?
You because you don't.
No, her shit is like unvarnished.
Your rule is there may be a style I don't like, but I'm not going to say it's a bad beer.
Touche, for the most part, yes. For the most part. Speaking of beer, what do we have?
Speaking of beer, these bags are old.
Yeah, these bags.
These are like soft.
I mean, no, these bags have been around for the whole year of the podcast. What are you talking about?
Elk Valley Brewing, bourbon pecan pie barley wine. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Barley wine with toasted pecans and bourbon oak.
Wow.
I'm a little excited about this.
You should be.
You're
another OKC.
Yeah, I was telling somebody yesterday, I'm like, people don't think of Oklahoma City as, they don't think breweries. But they are, for as young as they are breweries, I think the oldest brewery there is Coop, but they're the OG. They're like the Boulevard, you know what I'm saying? The rest of them are probably 4 or 5 years old. And some of the beers they're putting out, I'm like, man, that's pretty damn impressive. That's a pretty beer too. Pretty. Look at that. Look at that, kids. Look at that. That looks like
I want you to know I'm a little excited about this one.
What are you looking for, Brian? You looking for your beer? Did you lose it?
No, I got the beer.
You're looking around like
For a charger before I lose you.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
That's never happened.
Yeah, I know. Stupid.
Ooh.
Is that good?
That's really good.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is what's my word? Fantastic.
No, lavish.
Lavish. Look, I made the joke earlier about fancy. This is fancy.
It is fancy.
I'm drinking pinky up on this one.
Go proper. Scottish.
I
really like that. Good on you, Elk Valley.
Yeah, Elk Valley does a great job. So you've been in Crane Valley you grew up there, right?
Yep.
So you've kind of seen the Kansas City beer scene change.
Oh yeah.
Over the years. What was it like to, we've got all these breweries that precede you. Obviously, you've probably been around and gone to some breweries.
Oh yeah.
What's your take on what Kansas City is nowadays? Because I think we're underrated.
Yes,
for sure. What do you think?
I'm glad we finally started coming around like Denver. I'm used to the Denver scene, and it's
right
been forever. So
it's another beer time.
But by the way, Draft Cam, that's a new thing on our show.
Yeah, Draft Cam. You almost need another arm though. It's kind of
I know.
You need some sort of device to hold it on the front of your face.
He needs a boom operator.
Yep.
Yeah.
This time we're going with East 40. Right there.
Okay.
We got their second breakfast porter.
Oh, so that's one of their most popular ones.
Yeah, I love it.
Another great brewery. Another awesome people.
Beer Phil.
Well, it's hard with one hand.
Hey, I got to do it. Got to do what we got to do, right?
I mean, if you want to drink a beer, absolutely.
I'm going to challenge all future guests. Draft Cam.
I like it. Well, not everybody's right behind the taps. Maybe that's the rule now. If you're at brewery,
at your brewery, Draft
be
Cam.
close to the taps.
Get there, right?
So what's your take on Kansas City and what we're doing? You were talking about relating it to Denver.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love the fact that we're just blowing up and becoming like the other areas. We've needed it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the beer scene. The craft beer community is bar none the best. And all the festivals we've been able to go to and everything, it's just, I love the scene finally expanding. And that's because it does nothing but better all of us. As one of us gets better, like you said, the more breweries that open up out here, what's happening? More people are venturing out. Then you see people sharing with this people. You've got the other ones jumping around. You got people coming in and talking about it. We've got people coming into your place. We've got people coming in, their diametrics, wind shift.
Right.
Making sure I don't die. There you go.
Okay, good.
There we go.
Found a charger. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Rule number 1.
Don't die.
We're good now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So it's awesome to be able to see the community, especially the Eastern Jackson County. Because all the breweries originally were all downtown.
Yeah.
And then you had a bunch pop up in Lee Summit, and then slowly Blue Springs, now Crane Valley.
Right.
Well, let's see. We've got 5 in Lee Summit. We've got 2 in Blue Springs,
right.
1 in Crane Valley. We're getting I know it's Cass, but we're getting to Belton.
And then you got Grandview.
And you got Grandview.
I mean, let's keep it real. It's that
Eastern Jack Cass is getting to be a nice.
Shout out to Lynn from Windshift because she did that book.
Yeah.
And it's all Eastern Jackson County breweries because it's bringing people out here. And let's keep it real. I've been to Green Valley once, and it was a tattoo shop across the street because my daughter needed a piercing. You know what I'm saying? But now it makes it a destination. And then it's right off the highway.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, literally you hop off I-70, 2-3 minutes, you're at the brewery.
Yeah, super quick access.
Yeah, because I was like, when I went down, I was like, oh shit, I've been here.
Yeah.
You know, I'd seen that building, but never really thought, But no, it's that's what I loved about it. Before you guys open, I don't know how many people are asking me about the brewery in Green Valley. I'm like, I don't own it. I'm not even part of it. But they're asking me. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm aware, and I know who it is.
Well, that's gonna be great. I mean, that's a community it's grown a ton, like housing development, right?
Yeah.
But that little downtown district has been stagnant.
No,
it's like 20 years ago there was a pizza place.
Yep.
Right? And that tattoo shop has been there for a long time.
Yep.
But that was it.
The only thing that survived.
Yeah.
Besides the bank. But I mean, you can't.
Banks don't die.
They don't die.
They have all the money.
You know what? It's easy to survive when you hold all the cash.
So what's it been like? Obviously, like Nolan down at Transparent, when they decided to open a brewery in Grandview, the mayor was like, "Goddamn right, everybody else has a brewery. Why don't we have a brewery?" What was it like when you went to the city and we're like, "Hey, we want to do a brewery"?
Same. They were real happy, because, like you said, there isn't much in Green Valley. The only thing that's been here is a few biker bars and Mexican restaurants galore. But so when we came to them with the idea of a brewery and a pub kitchen idea, they were ecstatic. They want new, fresh business coming in to keep people in Green Valley. Green Valley's gotten big comparatively. No, it's not Blue Springs or Lee Summit level, but compared to what Green Valley was, it is blown up in the last.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's nothing here for people to stay here. So the city has been nothing but helpful. They've been exemplary when it comes to all this. It was nice. They're really happy.
That's cool. And I think Brad down at Broken Hatchet in Belton has gotten the same response.
Similar thing.
Even though Belton's kind of built up, but the downtown, there's not much down there. And and let's keep it real. Most people drink beer. You may not know you like craft beer, but what you've got an amber. You can go to Diametric.
It's finding the gateway,
right? Yeah,
like his brother, he found the gateway.
and look what the hell happened.
Like, I don't like craft beer. Now he owns one.
That's literally the greatest story I've ever heard. I think is that a Lifetime movie? What is that?
That's a Lifetime movie. My brother hated craft beer, and now he owns a brewery.
Now you have to name a beer. My brother hated craft beer. Only you can do that. You know what I'm saying?
My brother's foe. That's what we'll name it.
My brother's foe.
Or brother's folly.
That's an amazing story.
That's a great story. But I think I'm going to be real curious, and this is just because I'm a bit of a city nerd.
Okay.
But to watch you guys and what's going on down in Belton, and to see that you guys are going to have some stories to tell, I think, about how the rest of those little communities, business communities, develop and what happens next, because you could be a real spark for some growth.
I fully believe that. Yeah. It was funny. We tried to buy a building next to us to get some extra space for storage and just other ideas. And we were like, "Hey, will you sell to us?" And they're like, "Nah, but we'll give you over that." No, we're waiting.
Yeah.
We're all shutting down to wait to see what happens because of us opening.
Right.
Property values will go whoop whoop.
Well, again,
but that's what you want to happen.
Yeah, you're getting a whole group of people who have never been to Green Valley. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you. I mean, that's what breweries do.
I mean, look, here's what I knew of Green Valley growing up before I moved there right after I was married. When I took driver's ed in high school in Blue Springs, one of our assignments was to drive through downtown Green Valley. That's it. That's what I knew.
Did you have a substitute fucking driver's ed teacher? What the hell?
Look, we were one of the last to have driver's ed as part of your high school. Like that was my class.
Yeah. No, we didn't actually drive. We had like simulators.
Oh yeah, no, we had. Wait, you had simulators back then?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
At Del City High School? Hell yeah.
I mean, you're kind of old.
I'm old. Rude.
Don't tolerate that.
You know what? I'm gonna bring him some pickle beer and then see what happens.
Oh, you already did that once. I still haven't forgiven you. That's the one beer where I'll say, yeah, it's a bad beer.
Really?
He does.
Pickles are from the devil, man.
He likes cucumbers, but he doesn't like pickles.
Why would you ruin a good cucumber? What'd that cucumber do to you?
So I got a question for you. Are you a yoga guy?
Yes.
Tell us about that, because I'm a yoga guy, right? But I don't know many dudes, especially in beer, that do yoga. What's your history in yoga, man? What's that about?
It started for one specific reason, and it morphed into something else.
Okay.
So I will give you the very short version. I weightlifting, trying to be a power lifter like a bunch of guys in my trade, and they were all older. I watched them all going through surgeries in their 50s and broken down because of weightlifting. And I was yeah, I don't want that. And so what I got into yoga originally for was flexibility. That was the thing I was thinking is like, I'm getting older. I want to make sure I stay loose, limber, flexible. I want to work on that. And then once I started, I found out the breath work and just the breathing and the focused intent was amazing for just many different reasons. And so it's been an amazing journey. I've been in it about 14, 15 months now, and I am hooked. I just love it.
Yeah. Does it translate to your brewing?
No.
Is there a brew pose?
Well, so it begs the question. They just did goat yoga at Windshift last weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
You've got that giant patio. You got to do some goat yoga, man. They loved it.
I've heard about this.
Those little ass goats crawl on you when you're
walk
doing
all over you.
Yeah,
By the way, that's both creepy and weird, man.
I will say, when I got to Windshift on Saturday, I was asking Lynn how it was. She's like, it was cool, but those goats shit all over the place.
And what's stopping them from shitting on you?
Touche.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little creepy, man.
It's Zen shit. It's Zen shit.
Oh, so you don't care?
You're in the moment. It's fine. Plus, they're baby goats. How big are their shits?
They only eat grass, so you're good.
That's just gonna make it stinkier.
No. You'll be fine.
They did feed him some oats. Tony had some oats for, and they apparently they like oats.
What, he wants a little runny next time?
Does oats make it runny? I don't know. Oats kind of thicken it up. I think oats thicken it up. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yep.
It's like thick and smooth. You know what I'm saying? That's beer name.
Smooth.
Thick and smooth.
The next one, the follow-up will be just Deuce.
Or just Cinder Dick. Just go with that.
Or Cinder Dick.
I don't know how that even got approved.
That's awesome. I mean, to them. To be able to name a beer Cinder Dick, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, as soon as it's out there, right, you've just got a bunch of people saying dick.
Right. And it's probably a technical thing.
So
it's a special sort of cinder block. Cinder Dick.
Thunder Coochie.
You think, is that out there?
No, I'm saying someone needs to come up with it. And just,
Thunder Coochie.
Thunder Coochie.
Cinder Dick, why can't we have Thunder Coochie?
I mean, hello. Let me put that on the list.
Yeah. Nigel, sell it.
It's all about the sales.
I really want to see the Nigel notebook sometime.
I'll just send you the list. It's just in my notes. I'll just send it to you. It's worth its weight in digital paper. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, 2 Bitcoins.
Yeah, I did. I did see
2 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I was, and I've never seen this before. I went to Crane yesterday and picked up my vaccine beer. That was a shit show, by the way. And there was a gas station right.
God, those burgers look fantastic.
Yeah, right by Crane, and that gas station said, "We sell Bitcoin." I was like, at a gas station.
Greatest scam ever.
You can't buy it at a gas station?
No, but I'm just Bitcoin in general. Got to be the greatest scam ever.
Well,
People are cashing in.
I mean, as long as you
Are they?
As long as you cash in and get your money.
Are they?
Some. Story, I've got one for you. Okay, so someone after the pandemic hit last year had 50,000 units of Dogecoin. They sold them a little while ago and made on a $12 investment to get 50,000 Dogecoin at that point. They sold it for $500 to $600 a couple months ago.
Okay.
Had that person held on till now, somebody would be sitting here with $30,000 on a $12 investment.
That sounds like the.
I still contend it's eventually. I mean, because look, it's all based on real money, right? Like the value has to at some point in the process, the value has to be based on real fiat money.
Right.
Right. So, look, there's gonna be a lot of people get screwed.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna make money. Yeah, but that's how scams work.
I like to call them Ponzi schemes.
Pyramid.
Touche.
It's a pyramid, right?
Yeah.
So what's your vision for? I mean, you guys are. Has it been 6 months?
Nope, month.
Wow, it's only been a month.
Month since we opened.
Bro, it seems like so long ago when you opened. Yep. That was on St. Patty's.
Yep.
And we thought well,
like,
to be honest with you,
if COVID has ruined anything, it's like relative time.
Well,
I mean, seriously,
when they opened on St. Patty's, I'm like, they're mad. But apparently, it was busy as fuck. And really, after St. Patty's and that weekend after, all I heard about was how busy you guys were.
That first week was ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous. And yeah, that was the way I equated it. We picked St. Patty's Day to open up, and the way I equated it was we're a boxer going in. I wanted to take their uppercut and right hook right off the bat.
I mean, yeah, wake you up.
From that point forward, it's like, all right, let's go. I've already taken your best. Let's do this.
Yeah, yeah. So, how big of a system do you guys have?
Small, 1.8 barrel.
Oh,
yep, tiny. It's what we could fit in the space, and with what we were trying to do, and the financial model we were trying to go for.
So what's the plan going forward? Because as I always tell Tony at Windshift, we're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah,
and you just my experience working with Tony I've been there since the beginning. So this is the story how I ended up working at Windshift. It was Lynn and Tony, and I was there drinking beer. I'm like, do you guys need some help?
You were just there drinking.
Yeah, they were just so busy. I'm like, you guys need some help? And I was the first person that they quote unquote hired, and within 4 months, it was like, he's bought new fermenters, and then fucking TD tossing, not TD tossing. What's the beer?
Patrick Mahazy?
No. At Windshift, the New England IPA. I'm brain farting right now. Tony knows what it is, don't you, Tony? Because he always listens. Sorry, Tony. But I mean,
he'll pay you his wage back, actually.
But it's to the point now where that beer is so popular that there's a fermenter just for that beer.
Yeah,
and he's scaled up fermenters, and he's still fucking working like a crazy man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, he also has a full-time job.
No shit. Do you still have your full-time gig?
Yes.
Oh shit, for real?
Yep.
Damn.
I'm just as nutty as Tony. So I
knew it.
40 hours a week, and then I come to my brewery gig. So
do you have an exit plan?
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm trying to talk with them about taking me part time, so that way I could still keep my benefits.
Right.
Because if I work 80 hours a month, that'd give me my full time benefits and give me enough pay that I could survive to then come to the pub a lot more.
Right.
And that is the plan. And then if everything goes well, what we're already talking about is we're talking with the bank right now to try to work out a little business loan to upgrade systems. But that system would not even fit in this building.
So do you have a plan for what you're going to do when you go bigger on the system?
Yeah. We've got some good friends with industrial space around us here in Green Valley.
Oh, nice.
So we would just get an industrial space and just turn it into production.
Yeah, do like the Fringe model, like Fringe did. They just got a different place, and because they were in the same boat, and Tony's in the same boat. Solar Tsunami, by the way, that's the beer. Sorry,
brain fart over.
Yeah, brain fart over. But yeah, I mean, I can already see you in 3 more months being like, fuck. Because how often are you brewing at this point?
Most of the time to try to get going. But the problem is like we've got the main stuff going, and it's just there's no way we're going to keep up with demand. We've got to get a bigger system because we talked to people beforehand. It was like, hey, what are your numbers? What are you going through? And get some ideas. And we've had such a good response. We are just crushing through the beer.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of an awesome aha moment. It's like, holy shit, people really like it. But at the same point, it was like, holy shit, people
really like it.
1 barrels, I am fucked.
And you're doing good business because even Mark over at Fringe, you guys had their Water for Elephants. He's like, I'm not sure I can keep up with their demand for the shit.
And they significantly upgraded.
So the day I was there, Mark was bringing over kegs to you guys.
Mark has to bring kegs 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
But let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real. Those seltzers that they're doing, they're the best seltzers I've ever had.
His punch.
Right? There we say lavish.
Yeah, like that's Pinky Seltzer. That's Pinky Seltzer.
Pinky Seltzer. I'm gonna sell that name to him. Pinky Seltzer. It should be like a champagne seltzer.
Right.
Well, by the way, we've got a meeting with Mark tomorrow.
Tell him I said that. Pinky Seltzer.
We're gonna have to go down there.
Nice. He's bringing over more kegs tomorrow because we're actually already out of the ones he brought us at the end of last week.
Damn.
We keep promoting them. We love it. And the people here love it, because that's the one thing is we wanted to try to provide a bunch of stuff because, not everyone loves beer.
Right.
Shame on them. But
rude.
Well, but and you're not the first to do it, but I love that you're doing where it's like, there's a lot of great breweries all around us. We're going to give you their beer as well as ours.
Yes.
And you don't name another industry where you do that.
None.
0.
Nobody cares. And that's the great thing is like, you can look at our taps behind me. And unfortunately, with getting open and the construction we were doing, we were only able to open with limited beers of ours. We'll be adding more frequently, but we have 24 taps behind us, 3 8-tap towers. And what we're going to do is 2 of the tap towers will be our beers once the production is ramped up into that point, no big deal. And then the other tower will always be guest brewery area. We don't want to give that model up. We love being able to promote that.
No, that's
what makes craft beer so good and a tap room.
Well, but even I don't think what you're talking about is even really a thing on this. I mean, there might be a few places. I mean, Oak and Steel does the same thing but they don't have their own beer. But you have your own beer. But you're also, I'm going to feature local beers as well as ours, where other places might have their own beer, but they feature things that may not be quote unquote local. It's just craft. True. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So I love that concept. I think it's perfect. I would say maybe shout out to Beer Station.
Yes.
Because they do rep the locals. You can go over there and get a diametric,
Right.
you know, some shit like that, which is great. But they don't have their own beer. They're a beer bar, you know. So no, look, kudos to you for doing that, because it's a lot of times you go to a place and you might have something on tap. They're like, well, where's that? That's in Lee Summit, dummy. And they don't even know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many people come to, whether to be grains and taps or wind shift or diametric, and have never been there and have never heard of it, and they live in the same city.
Right.
But it's mind-boggling to me.
Well, look, being the neighborhood hub is key, right? That's number one. But also, craft beer people are going to move around.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to go. They like to go hit all of the different ones. So
Well,
what you're
that's true.
doing is just going to drive traffic to the other ones, and they're just going to drive traffic back to you.
Dare I say, Scott Kranz.
Scott Cranes.
Yeah, Scott Kranz.
What is that? What do you call them?
The first family of Kansas City beer.
There you go.
First
That-
family.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw Scott yesterday, because he brought me beer yesterday, on the weekends, their family, they go around and pick up beer from different breweries and take them to people that they know.
I would have loved to have seen their trunk load during Together We Can.
Oh, no, they picked up beer for 4 or 5 people
Yeah.
every time.
That's crazy.
Mostly for Courtney's service. Shout out to Courtney.
Hey,
Well,
Next one, Fringe Seltzer.
there we go.
Okay, there you go. Which one is it?
Well, which one? Do you want grape or fruit punch? I'm a fruit punch
The
fan.
fruit punch.
Oh, you're a fruit punch guy.
Look,
Okay.
look. The fruit punch is amazing, but just like soda, I'm always going to go grape. I'm like Radar O'Reilly, man. Give me that grape knee high.
I do love a grape knee high. Maybe somebody needs to do a beer with that, a grape knee high beer. That would be amazing.
All right, let's call Tony up.
Tony, grape knee high beer.
What happened was,
Right. Look how pretty that is.
man,
I think that's your best pour of the night, bro.
that's the best draft cam we've had.
One hand, right?
Yeah, your best one-handed pour of the night. That's another beer name, one-handed pour.
One-handed pour. All right, we've got Kros Strain Ditch Beer 2021.
Does it say ditch beer or bitch beer?
Ditch Beer.
Okay. Shout out.
By the way, if somebody could get Bitch
Bitch
Beer
Beer.
approved, I'm buying a case.
I mean, they got F asterisk CK 2020 approved.
really?
Oh yeah,
I missed
It's been-
that one.
Oh yeah, it's been several. But no, shout out to Scott Kranz. He brought me those. Kros Strain, great brewery in I think Omaha.
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do it, pop it. Let's see. That was okay.
Eh,
Meh.
not my best for the night.
Still a good sound.
Yeah, we're opening beer. That fucking barley wine is ridiculous.
Oh my
Is it
lord.
good?
Oh my god.
That's pretty amazing. I'm gonna throw that out there.
I think I have another. I might just bring it to you. It's that good.
Nice.
Yeah.
We actually, what's funny is we did a
Bad pour.
founder's brick wall, right? And
Uh-huh.
we had a guy that bought a brick. His son lives here in the area, but he's from Tennessee, actually. And so he actually works for a craft brewery there in Tennessee. And he brought us back some of the beers that they have. He brought us back a 6-pack over this weekend. And
What brewery was it?
in here. You know what? Give me just a second. I'll show
Okay.
you.
I love that pause.
Exit stage left.
I like this ditchweed. I'm sorry, ditch beer.
Ditchweed.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm from Southwest Missouri. That just slipped out.
That's very grassy smelling.
Here we go.
See what I mean?
It's Perilogic Brewing.
I've never heard of them.
Apricot sour ale.
Where is it in Tennessee? What does it say?
Paris, Tennessee.
Huh.
And it-
Where's Paris?
I didn't know. I
don't know.
didn't know there was a Paris, Tennessee. I've been to Paris, Texas.
I've been to Paris, Texas.
Have you? Why?
I actually want to say that might have been a newspaper I was associated.
It probably
with.
was Paris, Texas news.
Look, if there's a rural paper, I may have been associated with it at one point in time.
Wow. What is that? What was that described as?
It really was.
It's got like it's a
Look. I think ditchweed might have been close.
no. It's that is like dank.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Contains no cannabis derived products.
Oh, so it is sort of a danky, grassy. It's so green. It literally tastes like
We don't get a description.
no. If I steeped some hot water over some weed, it would taste like this. I'm not even kidding. It's like
Look, but it's not a bad thing.
No,
No,
dude, it smells like weed.
That's not
Wow.
That's an all right thing.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you don't even need your medical card.
That is so grassy. That is crazy. I mean, yeah. Well, you know this. Weed and hops are in the same family, right?
Yes.
So, this is my description of weed and hops. So you have a house, right? The hops live upstairs. And then the weed lives in the basement. You know what I'm saying? They're cousins. You know what I'm saying? They live in the same house. You don't come upstairs. You don't come downstairs unless you want to get high.
That fruit punch looks good, by the way.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mark,
does
it's fantastic.
Kudos, Mark.
Yeah. Cheers to Mark. That's my dude right there. You know what he did?
He's one of my favorite mad scientist beer guys.
You know what he did? He took our stickers and made them magnets. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I haven't gotten them yet, but
damn.
Anyway.
And look, it wasn't my jam, but the cotton candy beer was one of the craziest, most awesome things I've ever had.
No, shout out to Rodney Beagle.
Well, but yeah, with them.
Because that was those two.
That was
together.
that collab. Oh.
That collab. That collab.
That their collab. Look, not my jam.
That wasn't a great burp. Are you pouring something else?
Do what?
Are you pouring something else?
When the glass drops below the waist.
Are you pouring that beer from Paris, Tennessee? Oh, Kobe. He's pouring a little sidecar.
Yeah. You got to get a little something. But yeah, no, they got a good one. They got a Mahogany Rush, which was a spiced ale brewed with cocoa nibs, coffee, and vanilla. It was actually really good. They got a Smash New England style IPA that wasn't. Okay. But I got to give them credit because the apricot sour ale is actually fantastic.
It sounds really good to me.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. He brought us a few. It was awful nice. Like I said, he works for that brewery there. His name's Brian Nielsen. Great guy. Come in a few times. Every time he visits his son here, he's been into our bar. And
nice.
He just loves it. He bought one of the bricks. And great guy. Great guy. Once again, the craft beer community, man.
It's all love, man.
It is.
I mean, there's a few dicks out there, but generally not.
I would say fewer, if you look at different communities and clubs of
businesses
stuff, there are fewer dicks.
Yeah.
Than in
most
others.
I mean, and Brian knows this. I mean, if you needed something and another brewery had it, they'd be like, "Oh, sure, come get it."
Right.
Or we'll bring it to you.
Yep.
I mean,
all the guys have been so great.
Yeah.
You call Tony, ask him for some advice. He's right on it.
Tony will give you the shirt off his back.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude. You can't ask for any better. Him and Lynn are awesome.
Oh yeah. Lynn, though, I don't know.
By the way, Nigel's gonna get knifed.
No. Lynn thinks I'm three people.
How much she been drinking?
She said she just didn't know what she made a schedule and she had me scheduled. I'm like, well, I have a day job,
I work full time somewhere else.
We laughed about it.
I know you are just working to keep up with demand because your opening has been awesome. But are there some other brews you're waiting to churn out?
Yeah, that vanilla latte stout for sure.
When's that happening?
That one's not going to happen until after. With the requests I've had and the big popular demand.
Oh, you take requests?
Well,
he's like a cover band of breweries.
Are you like Casey Kasem?
Yeah.
Long distance dedication.
Up next on Top 40 Radio, the IPA, which then following that, we need a sour.
I think we need to start doing that on the show, doing long distance dedications.
Oh, we totally should.
Beer dedications.
Okay, then what we've come up with, new things for the show tonight. Draft cam and long distance dedications.
Yes.
Boom. Everyone draft taps right behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're at the brewery, you got to be by the taps. Draft cam. You did, bro. You just when we run the credits, we'll give you credit.
Perfect.
Draft cam creator.
Does that mean we have to start making credits now?
It's gonna be like 3 credits. It's gonna be me, you, and Brian at this point.
There we go.
It's gonna be like really fast, like
because our rule number 4 for this show is we don't edit.
Is that rule number 4? I've edited one show.
That just broke rule number 4.
Well,
look, it was for a friend.
She asked me to edit it out.
Oh, okay.
I think it was important.
She might have blown a big plume of smoke into the camera. So after the stout, what's next? You probably have some ideas. You probably have a list of beers you need to do, right?
Oh yeah. My brother was worried about a list, so I gave him a list. It had 52.
Put that in your Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, he did. He did actually. 52 beer lists, and I said, "Is that enough?" He goes, "Yeah, I think that's good." I was like, "All right." Well, one of the ones I'm really looking forward to do that I want to try. I found some new grains through Brees that are supposed to give a toasted marshmallow flavor. So I wanted to do a toasted marshmallow porter with that one. And I thought that would be fun. And then another one that I want to do is just an Imperial Red IPA.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of like my Irish, but just make it a lot bigger and bolder.
Yeah. Throw
a ton of hops at it.
I like it.
So those are the 2 that I'm kind of intrigued by. Of course, the vanilla latte stout, but that toasted marshmallow porter, that one to me, I'm like, that's a little different. I'm ready for that one. I want to try that one.
You know, you're super young as a brewery, but it feels like you've been around for a while, which is weird. You know, even you're like, it's been a month. I'm like, well, no, it seems like you've been around for like 9 months. Have you thought about maybe you have before you even opened? You know, like let's say 2, 3, 5 years down the road, what you want to do. I know one of the things we talked about to Nick last week was, you know, he was all about ingraining himself in the community and doing things. I don't want to be just a brewery, but I want to be this, you know, this institution or, you know, some sort of
be a part of the community.
Yeah.
Where
and it sounds like since you're from there, you already have that vibe. But what are your thoughts going forward?
We've got a few different things that we want to involve. Like, so they're getting us involved with Food Truck Fridays.
Nice.
Green Valley has a Food Truck Friday that they want us to get the proper licensing and a trailer so we can legally set up there. And that way we could offer beer for them locally. That's kind of a cool, you know, community thing. Another community thing that my brother's really into due to his occupation as a day job is he's been a teacher forever. And now he's moved up to be a principal. So he's the bigwig at his school. But what he wants to do because of that is he wants to come up with a beer and call it Academia Ale. And so $1 out of the proceeds of that beer will go to a scholarship fund. And at that point, Iron Kettle will match all proceeds.
Nice.
That's awesome.
By
the way, does that mean it has to be a boring ale if it's academia?
Yeah.
But no.
Like, I'm just kidding. My wife is a teacher. I get it.
Teachers like beer, especially some of teachers. They like beer.
Teachers love to drink.
I'm just having some fun. Like, by the way, when I get home, I'm going to get knifed.
She doesn't listen to the podcast. You're good.
No, my son does, but my wife doesn't.
But he's gonna tell her,
and he will tell on me,
as he should.
That's funny.
No, that's a great idea.
My son's first reaction after listening to our first episode, Dad, what's shit ton mean?
What's a shit ton?
What's a shit ton?
It's
5011 song.
5011.
That's a question.
that's valid question, and we had an answer for him. We're here molding the youth.
That's right.
On this show.
This is an educational programming.
Educational. I like to education.
Educational.
That's when you
education-ish.
Don't let me tell you kids that beer doesn't get you anywhere. It gets you to own a brewery.
That's right. And that's how you get rich.
When your brother hoodwinks you.
When you're drinking your own product, right?
That's right. I mean, what was the phrase? Don't get high off your own supply.
Exactly. What's up, man?
That was Kid Rock from New Jack City, right?
Yeah.
Or Chris Rock, sorry.
Probably, but it was probably something on the street before that movie. I'm gonna guess.
Well, look, as an '80s and '90s kid, all drug references go back to New Jack City.
A great movie, by the way. Great movie.
That was
bro. It's been a pleasure to have you on, man.
Thanks, guys. It's
been
fun. It's been a blast.
Once, are you fully vaccinated yet?
By the way, as of last Friday, I am all in the clear. So 2 weeks post.
So he might actually leave stomach.
Yeah,
I left the metro last weekend for the first time.
Oh, that's
since
right.
2019.
Oh, that's right. You went to someplace.
We went to a cabin in the woods.
Did you bring any beer?
We didn't do jack shit.
You didn't take any beer or bring any beer back?
Oh, I took beer with me. I took beer and booze with me, and we stayed in a cabin in the woods for 3 days and didn't do anything but drink.
With the child.
Well, yeah. Look, somebody had to be in charge. The teenager was in charge.
Is he a teenager now?
Dude's 4. He's in high school next year.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, I'm host. I'm host. Hey, how can people follow Iron Kettle?
Facebook and Instagram. We've got the Iron Kettle page, Iron Kettle Brewing, both on Facebook and Instagram. And then, due to my brother's great idea, we have the Kilted Brewing guy at Facebook and at Kilted Brewing on Instagram.
Do you have a kilt on right now?
No.
Do you wear a kilt while brewing?
Yes, I wear a kilt here all the time. At the moment, I didn't because I actually had to clean them all. It's the day off, so all my kilts were dirty. So
now, does your kilt have pockets?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The utility kilt. Yep.
Yeah,
Is it a cargo kilt?
Yeah, basically.
I saw one of those. I was like, I could rock one of those kilts.
You should.
Now, really, the question is, do you go commando when you wear a kilt?
Well, I wear it true Scottish fashion.
I don't know what that is.
That's commando.
Oh, is it?
I will leave that to your imagination.
You know what? Beer name, True Scottish Fashion. You need to write that down.
True Scottish fashion.
We're going to put you on the label on the can.
There we go.
You know what's fun is we got the top shelf whiskey, right? So we have a ladder to get up there. And last weekend, because I was bartending, I had 2 ladies, as someone sent me up the ladder to get some whiskey. I got told I needed to go back up the ladder because the lady's picture was blurry. And so she showed me her camera. The picture was blurry, and I was up on the ladder. So 2 ladies who do not drink whiskey ordered a shot of whiskey each just to see me climb the ladder again in my kilt.
Yeah.
Get pictures.
So if you need a pimp, Nick and I are available.
New business venture,
right? Iron Kettle kilt team. I don't know what that.
Iron Kilt 4. It sounds like a movie sequel.
Yeah, it's like a Godzilla karate type situation.
Like the Dependables.
Right.
Not even confused with the Depends.
Right, Bob.
Right.
different movie, different genre.
Different movie, different time.
Yeah. So Nick, where can they find us?
You can find Beers with Nigel on Facebook, on Twitter. We don't really do the Instagram thing, but you can listen to the Beers with Nigel podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or really any of your favorite podcast apps. And Nigel, YouTube, Vimeo. You can find us there. And here's the coolest thing. If you got one of them Alexa devices, just say, hey, Alexa, play the Beers with Nigel podcast. You can do it there. And you know what? We got some really good friends that help us make this podcast
Roll the tape
happen.
up.
You've been listening to Beers with Nigel, a show about beer and other stuff, hosted by Nigel Woodbury and that other guy, Nick Parker. Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, providing bumper-to-bumper graphic design, promo products, and print services. Find them at direoil.com. Beers with Nigel is a proud member of the Fredcast Network and is available on all of your favorite podcast flavors. Find Beers with Nigel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ask Alexa to play the Beers with Nigel podcast.